What's going on in social media? All right, what do we got?
All right, our first one comes from Ayaba saying, "Hey, Brad, my sister had an AOS filed since November 2018. She was asked to submit an RFE, which she did. USCIS received the RFE on November 2019. Since then, no update has been made as we continue to check online. How can you advise us?"
Well, usually the RFE is from an adjustment of status because you didn't properly file it. So when you filed it and responded in November, that's actually when it was received. So you should be getting a work permit momentarily, but don't expect an interview till 2021.
Alrighty, the next one comes from Better Life Records, and they ask, what is a merit-based green card, and when is the executive order proposed for that expected to be passed?
There's no such thing as a merit-based green card, and there is no executive order for merit-based green cards that will pass. Trump just can't give green cards. All right. If Obama couldn't give a work permit and promise not to deport somebody, Trump can't give a green card. That would be amnesty.
Okay, next one comes from Chris Kelly saying, "Can a green card holder who doesn't work collect unemployment?"
Yes. Not who doesn't work, collect that. You can collect the pandemic unemployment. Everyone's entitled to the stimulus check, because there's three different things. There's the stimulus check. Everyone would be entitled to that. So just because you don't work, you would get a stimulus check, and hopefully you got it. And if they make a second stimulus check, you'll get it. Then there's unemployment. You're only entitled to collect unemployment if you were working and you got laid off. And then there's regular unemployment, and then there's pandemic unemployment, which is the extra unemployment on top of your regular unemployment. But that would only be if you got laid off.
All right, next one says, I have a pending asylum since 2016, January, and I came to the U.S. on an F1 visa. I got married to a U.S. citizen in December 2018. We recently filed an I-130 and 1485 or an I-485 together. What should I do with my asylum?
Withdraw it.
Okay, next one saying, "Hey, Brad, my fiance has an NYC benefit card since the year 2013. I was unaware of this when I had my phone consultation. He has not filed for me yet. So I just want to know how this would affect the process, even if he comes off of the benefit immediately."
Well, as long as he didn't get any benefits for it, and as long as it wasn't poverty related, then it should be okay.
Alrighty, next one says, I came to the U.S. on a student visa, and within a year, I have applied for asylum. If my employer is ready to...
no, it's a different one. I'm sorry. My apologies. I didn't mean to interrupt you. My fault, Vanessa. I am now sorry.
So,
I don't mean to interrupt you, Vanessa. I'm terribly sorry. Start again.
Okay, so I came to the U.S. on a student visa, and within a year, I applied for asylum. If my employer is ready to provide sponsorship, am I eligible to change my visa status for asylum to green card?
No, I doubt it, because you got to be in legal status on a visa. Legal visa status to do a job sponsorship. If you do, asylum is not legal visa status, and you're not going to be able to adjust your status at the end. And you can't go to your home country to pick up your green card because you applied for asylum. So I don't think that's going to work.
Okay, next one comes from one of my favorite names that I've read so far, Sum-Ting Wong.
Sum-Ting Wong?
Yes, but it's S-U-M.
Is this a serious question, or is this going to be somebody who is...
No, it's a serious question.
This is a serious question? Sum-Ting Wong? Okay.
Yes, but it's 3 words.
Yes, Ting. I got it. I
love it. All right. My I-601 was denied, and I filed an I-290B, and that also got denied. Now, USCIS is saying I can apply to AAO using the I-290B. Should I file a new I-290B again with the AAO, or just file with the U.S. District Court?
I think you should file a new I-601, because very rarely do waivers get approved. So something wrong, you're doing the wrong thing.
Yes.
Okay, the next one comes from Najla Danishyar, and they ask, what does it mean by the day of issuing green card / green card approval? Is that the day that the USCIS approves the I-130 petition, or the date that the NVC accepts all documents or passing interview overseas?
Say it again.
What does it mean? What does the day of issuing green card / green card approval mean? Is it the day the USCIS approves the I-130 petition?
No.
Or the day NVC accepts all the documents or passing interview overseas?
The day that you obtained your green card is the day you entered the United States with your immigrant visa. So your first time into the United States in the airport saying, here's my documents I got at the U.S. Embassy for my immigrant visa, that's the day you became a lawful permanent resident.
Hey, Samantha Merchant saying, I filed for my husband in Jamaica. He was in Trinidad and got dipped back to Jamaica. Will this affect his filing when he goes to the interview at the Jamaica embassy?
What happened? What happened in Trinidad?
I think he got shipped back, maybe.
Shipped back? He got deported?
Probably. Oh, yeah. So
when you got shipped back?
Dipped back. So
dipped back. I guess deported back. Yeah, if you got deported, you need a waiver before you can return, and then it depends on why you got deported. Maybe you need 2 waivers, or maybe you're not eligible to come back at all. So we really need to look into that.
Alrighty, the next one is more of a social media comment than a question. This one comes from Mana Lion Jackson, and they say, hey, Uncle Brad, squad up, magical ball, did you know that the Senegal U.S. embassy reopened?
I did not know. Thank you very much.
To share.
Thank you very much.
Sharing the fun fact.
Thank you. Thank you. That's not only a fun fact, but a good fact. So thank you very much.
Yes. All right. Yash saying, I'm an F1 student and my parents are green card holders. They filed my I-130 back in January 2015. Now I received my approval letter for I-130, which was filed by my parents. If I filed the I-485, how long will that wait be?
When was the original I-130 filed?
Asked during the interview as well.
I think I spoke to him on the phone. I did speak to him on the phone, and I said he had to wait. Remember, we looked up the visa bulletin for him, so we already answered that question.
Okay, the next one comes from Charlotte Belisile, and they ask, squad up, Uncle Brad. I applied for a U.S. visa in 2017. I received a receipt in February 2020 for an I-765 that my case was transferred to Nebraska Center. Do you know when I should receive my I-765? I knew that was coming. Even I could have guessed that was it.
Will he receive his work permit, Magic 8 Ball, by the end of the year? And the Magic 8 Ball says, concentrate and ask again. I didn't ask well enough.
Oh, you didn't ask well enough?
I did not ask well enough. Give me the full question. Give me the full question again, because the Magic 8 Ball didn't get it.
Charlotte said, I applied for a U.S. visa in 2017, received a receipt in February of 2020 for my I-765, and the case was transferred to Nebraska. We don't know where it was originally. Do you know when they should receive their I-765, Uncle Fred?
I don't even know anything about this person's case, what visa they're talking about, but the Magic 8 Ball would have the answer. It says, my reply is, don't bet on it. Poor Magic 8 Ball is really coming down hard on people these days. Yeah. I need to know a lot more, and then I wouldn't ask the Magic 8 Ball. I just read what it says. But if I know a lot more, like who's sponsoring you, why, what are you basing your adjustment of status on, I can give you a better answer. I don't know enough about it. You gave me a very vague question. So vague question, wanting to know when you're going to get something on a vague question, only the Magic 8 Ball can give you an answer to that.
All right, next one comes from Lincoln A saying, what happens when you apply for an adjustment of status and you end up losing status because you're waiting on an approval? Does this mean that you're now in the country illegally?
If your adjustment's denied, you're illegal, yeah.
All right, next one comes from Mile7, and they ask, hi, Brad. I asked for my wife. My wife and I Stokes interview. We couldn't answer the same 3 answers out of 12 questions. The officer gave my wife a chance to explain the 3 questions, and she did. The train and the car question, my wife told me the officer said to her that in Africa we don't go to the wedding center together. Please advise.
You had a Stokes interview, and then apparently they asked, one of the questions was, how did you get to the wedding? You know, and your guys' answers didn't match. And then they brought you back in and they asked you to make sense of the fact that 3 questions didn't match. If you were able to make sense of it, and I hope you were, I wasn't there, you should pass. If not, you got 3 out of 12, that's 25% of the questions wrong, you got a problem.
Okay, Brad, I have a pending judiciary review case going on at the 9th Circuit on my asylum case, and I'm married to a U.S. citizen. Can I file for both my I-130 and I-45 together, or what should I do?
It depends on what your status was when you came into the United States of America. So, for example, if you were paroled into the United States, you should be eligible to adjust your status. If you came on a visa and then applied for asylum, it's a different situation. If you entered without inspection, that's a third different situation. So it depends on what your situation is, how your entry was, how you got put in removal. I would need to have a consultation with you to figure out whether or not you can adjust with a waiver. You need to reopen your case. You need to do a provisional waiver and a 212 waiver. So there's all sorts of, go home, come back, but then how you go home and come back if you have asylum. So there's a whole smorgasbord of questions I have that I don't have the answer to right now. You would need a consultation.
Okay, next one asks, how long does it take for a widow's petition to approve after receiving a receipt notice for that petition?
At least a year.
MJ saying, hey, Brad and squad, my cousin is currently under TPS. She was adopted in Haiti at 3 years old and lived in the U.S. all her life. She is now 25 years old. How can she go about getting a green card?
I would need to have a consultation with her. That's how do I get a green card? If TPS is expiring, she could also file for DACA. Sounds like she would be eligible for DACA. Let's do one more question, but she needs a consultation. I don't have the answer. How do you get a green card?
All right, the last one says, hi, Brad. My question is, my friend's mom came to the U.S. with a B1, B2 visa, and the son has a 10-year green card. Is he able to file for a green card for his mom? She has been living in the U.S. for 7 years now.
The son would have to become a U.S. citizen first and then can file her adjustment. So let the son become a U.S. citizen quickly. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.